Last Week in Nigeria, the one-stop shop for all the news that were reported last week in Nigeria by national dailies. What we do right here is to bring them straight to your doorsteps by just a click. So you can follow us on all our social media handles at Last Week in Nigeria on TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Our WhatsApp channel is also there for you. Not forgetting our YouTube channel. All you need to do is just subscribe, like, comment, and share. Last Week in Nigeria is the show. My name is Emmanuel Uriowo. Happy New Month. So let's go this way. The Matrix newspaper Last Week in Nigeria reported that it said, PDP LP Maja talk dead on arrival. Whoa, what could that be? I was thinking a thought force is in the making, but as it is, they said dead on arrival. But come to think of it, so in politics, you don't exhaust your whole options. There's always an option. Nigerian Tribune says, court orders police to evict Bayero from palace in Kano State. That was reported by the Tribune newspaper last week in Nigeria. The Punch newspaper, we have this one. First anniversary, TINUBU government awards 6 trillion naira contracts for roads orders. That's the way the Punch newspaper have captions it. And also last week in Nigeria, the Nigerian News Direct had this one on the front page, and it says, Northern governors pledge 5% budget allocation to help over 4 million IPDs. The Nation newspaper had this one. Council autonomy battle heightens. Of course, also last week in Nigeria, we were able to hear from Mr. President that I stand with the autonomy for local government. You know why the local government is so important in the discourse of this nation in the recent time? It's because we don't have elections having people coming on board as local government chairmen who are supposed to be known in their locality. It started a while ago when we started having caretaker chairmen, some people just coming in for interim purposes, and they end up making people not to benefit in the dividends of democracy. Don't forget we have 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and the local government. The local government, if well developed, takes care of the people at the grassroots. When you are paid to come to the state, and the federal will just oversee what they are doing. 3 tiers of government, that's how it's supposed to be. But well, we have a different story now, but I think we're going back to the fresh narrative. Of course, if we're changing our anthem to the older one, 43 years after, perhaps we're going back to that structure that will help the local governments to survive, because Mr. President already gave his word that he's on it. The autonomy or nothing. Still, last week in Nigeria, amid penetration surge, Nigerians spend over 500 billion naira on data in Q1. And also we have this one from the Daily Independent last week in Nigeria. AGF makes case for scrapping of state electoral commissions. There we go again. We're talking about local government autonomy. We're also talking about the emancipation of the electoral commissions in the states. Because most times, it seems to all of us like they are in the pockets of Mr. Governor. Just like the House of Assemblies too. Across the 36 states of the nation, the assembly members are always coming cap in hand begging in terms of fund, because they also need their own autonomy. Or sometimes when the bid is higher, they go for the highest bidder, as I say. New Telegraph has this one. It says, FG suspends Air Nigeria indefinitely. Air Nigeria indefinitely? Despite what we heard, over 8.1 billion naira from the former Minister of Aviation, Sirika, who came into the dock with his daughter, is now free. And they are now telling us the Air Nigeria has been suspended. Don't forget, a plane was rented. Let me use the word rented. Branded also from, oh my God, Nigeria. The intrigues are just there. Okay, let's move on. We have this one from Daily Independent. TINUBU asked Nigerians to work together to build a nation. Of course, we're going to do that. We don't have a choice. Despite that, The Guardian is reporting that Knox cheers for TINUBU over Nigeria. We hail thee. That's our new anthem. We hail thee. So in other words, I could just say hi to you, but if I change it to, bro, I hail you, you'll understand that it's a new feeling back home in Nigeria. Last week in Nigeria, the Daily Trust newspaper reports that Kano Emirate crisis, CJN summons CJs, MBA probe lawyers. FG plans supplementary budget, warns against foreign aid. That's the way the Punch newspaper put it, but there's a caption for that. It says, first anniversary. The New Telegraph last week, above the nameplate, reported that TINUBU, Akpabio, Abbas, lawmakers launch new national anthem. And that went viral last week in Nigeria. And everybody is trying to learn what the new anthem sounds like. Well, it's a new narrative, and we hope to navigate it. Nigeria, you can expect less from us. At last week in Nigeria, we also had this one reported, and we had the Blueprint newspaper bringing this to the fore, saying talks to governors to meet people's need. TINUBU tells ACF, the Arewa Consultative Forum. TINUBU is saying, talk to governors to meet people's need. That could be indicted. Perhaps the governors are not doing what they're supposed to do with all the resources they get from the federal government. The Nation newspaper reported this one this last week. It says, council autonomy battle rages at the Supreme Court. Why are they raging the battle? Well, governors are expected to always want to rise that, hey, don't deplete what is coming to me. Maybe that's why we're having this. Fresh troubles for 25 pro-Wike lawmakers in Rivers State. That's the way the Daily News Hub captioned it last week in Nigeria. Also this one, it says, sit at home, rampaging IPOB militants kill soldiers in Abia. Look at what we invest on a soldier. To have a soldier, Nigeria will have to invest so much on training, kitting, welfare, and all of that. We're wasting them this way, in this manner. It's uncalled for. So, I don't know. The federal government needs to do something and rise to the occasion in this regard. Well, let's move to the next one. Daily Struggle newspaper last week reported that APC chieftain faults TINUBU's policies on security economy on the occasion of the first anniversary. 336 states institutions listed as 60,000 registered for student loan. The Punch newspaper has this one. Let's see how that particular story unfolds. The Guardian newspaper says Biafra Day turns bloody, soldiers killed as IPOB enforces sit at home in Southeast. And I was speaking with someone recently who told me that the sit at home is always effective because people can afford to just lose their lives because of these people who are asking them to sit at home. So it appears as if you have a double government in the Southeast. We hope this will be resolved someday. Now let's go to some sporting gist that we have for you, as reported last week in Nigeria. Boniface now worth 131 billion naira. That's the way the Sporting Sun captions it, and that was reported last week in Nigeria. Of course, we have more sporting gist for you. This one says, Wilfred Ndidi exclusive. And he said, and I want to quote him now, to be honest, the championship is hard, it's difficult, having to play sometimes 3 games in 2 weeks, having to play weekends and weekdays, travel up and down the country, it's really difficult. End of quote. It's not credited to Wilfred Ndidi exclusive. Also from the Sporting Gist, we have this one by the Punch Sport Extra. Not good enough. Who is not good enough? Well, it captions it this way. Stakeholders voice concerns over alienation of NPFL players from the Eagles. Are they about to rock the boat of the new coach? All of that we leave to you to decide. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, it pays to advertise the goods and services on this program at Last Week in Nigeria so that we can take you to the world in one breath. Put your money where your mouth is. Your mouth is on this show. So, when you say it, we'll reach out to the world for you. My name is Emmanuel Oriwo. On behalf of the production crew from here, we're saying, kindly join us again next week for a fresh episode of the program. Don't forget, follow us on all our social media handles, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you get to turn on the notification button so that you get our subsequent episodes. Thank you for being there. Let's do this together again next week. Bye for now.